I think that I've let people get away with a lot. Been a friend to somebody who hasn't really been a friend to me. There's nothing glamorous about working hard. Like, please. This might sound terrible or it might sound very heartless, but story time. Story time. And he's like, let's go. I'm like, go where?
Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked. And by the way, just got in town.
Hi, you guys. Welcome to a new video. Whew. Okay, I don't know. I feel nervous. I think I haven't done a little sit down chit chat situation in a minute. So yeah, and also I think I'm also just nervous about the things that I want to say, and I don't want them to be miscommunicated in any way on my part. So I think I'm a bit nervous about that, I'll be honest as well. But yeah, let's just start on a lighter note and let's just get acquainted. Hi guys, if you're new to my channel, welcome. This is a chit chat video. Please go and watch all my other vlogs on my channel. I'm a full-time makeup artist and hairstylist living in Cape Town, South Africa. So yeah, basically my channel is just about talking about myself. Just documenting my life. I'm kidding. Just documenting my life and yeah, the ins and outs of what I go through. So basically my YouTube family has just been around for everything for the past year and some change. I have gone through breakups on this channel. I have gone through friendship weirdnesses on this channel. I've gone through sister fights on this channel. Yeah, no, you guys have been through it all with me. So yeah, it's just been an interesting journey, and I'm even shocked at the amount that I've been able to share, but I'm also really happy about the fact that I have had this family to document with and such a supportive group of people who, you know, aren't very judgmental, and you know, it's almost like you just have a family of strangers, but a family that knows you. So yeah, that's what my channel is about. If you're new here, welcome, and I hope that you stay throughout this video as well. But also I hope that you enjoy my vlogs and you go through all my other vlogs and you subscribe. Most importantly, please subscribe, like, and comment on all my videos. My returning subbies, thank you guys so much. And yeah, let's just continue. You guys know how I feel. You guys know how it is. So I won't even start again and go deeper and deeper. We go together real bad. Whew. Today's sit down. I think I've had so many things that have built up since the winter time that every time I thought, oh, okay, I'll just have a little cute little short segment sit down situation, I just get so caught up in the next bit of, you know, things that happen. And so I think that is probably why I haven't really had a sit down. Yeah, if you're a person who prefers vlogs and you find the venting sessions or whatever it is a bit tedious, this is not a vlog, so please don't watch it. And please don't be like, oh my God, you spoke so much, because it makes me conscious and it makes me feel bad. But yeah, some people do enjoy these sit downs and they do enjoy these talks. So I do want to do them when I feel like doing them. So if this isn't your thing, please just rather watch all the other vlogs. There's other stuff to watch. But yeah, I think what I'll start off with is how I'm feeling lately, or just in retrospect. I've gone through quite a couple of things in the past couple of months. I've had friendship breakups, I've had relationship breakups, I have had work weird situations that have left me feeling very insecure about myself. I've had, yeah, just lots of shifts that I'm trying to deal with. And you know, you never know as a person if you're being too dramatic or when it's time to be dramatic, because I think growing up I've always been told I'm aggressive, or I have a confrontational problem or whatever it is. And so I think that this whole thing being drilled into my head for so long has made me grow up into somebody who's always trying to see where they are wrong before they try and look at how someone else has wronged them. And with that, I think that I've let people get away with a lot. But I guess, I don't know, I can't say that I'll change, because this is just the person I am now. I don't miss being an aggressive person. I used to be very aggressive, very confrontational. But that was like a trauma response from my upbringing. And I've learned to sort of regulate my feelings and my anger. And so with suppressing or whatever it is, a lot of the way that I feel, it's bad in a way that you don't always say how you feel, but it's good in a way that I don't ever get out of character anymore. Like, I don't get myself into places where I have to look back and be like, oh my God, you really lost it, you know? So what will I start off with? Updates. Okay, let's just start with updates. I'm obviously out of my relationship. Hey, oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell you guys a story time. Ish. Yeah, but okay. Out of my relationship. Me and my sister's relationship is moving on pretty well. We're like getting back into like getting along and everything like that. So I really appreciate that, because I did miss our relationship. With work, I think I'm in a place where I don't know which direction I want to move. I find that production in Cape Town has been so challenging to break through in. It's very closed off, and I don't want to make it a racial thing. Partly I do feel like it is, but also I feel like people would rather work with their own people, and it doesn't matter whether those people are not really skilled in all skin colors and all hair textures. It just matters that, you know, the person that they know gets the job. So I think it's been very discouraging in that way. I think that I never used to really understand when people are like, oh, Cape Town, like as a black person, it's very hard to succeed as an entrepreneur and whatever. And I do see it, because I'm like, there's so much potential to make so much money, there's so much potential to do so much, but I'm being boxed in. I'm being kept in this black person box where it's like you can only work on production if you're doing black people's makeup and black people's hair. And I'm like, as much as I like that, I do appreciate that, but it's like, that's not all I do. Like, if you look through my portfolio and you look at my work and you understand that, like, if you want to understand, you will understand that I'm able to do all types of work. But I think people want to sort of explain it in that way, like, oh no, you can only do this type of person or whatever it is. And it also limits you in the work that you can have in your portfolio, you know, because it's like, if you're just doing the same repetitive work, it seems as though you're unable to do other things. And even when it comes to like trying to collaborate with other creators that I feel like are in the spaces that I want to infiltrate and get into, it's very difficult to sort of build any type of rapport or, you know, conversation where you can sort of like squeeze it in. And especially from a person who's already socially awkward like myself, like, it already takes so much for me to propose anything like that and be like, oh, would you like to like collaborate or whatever, let's do some work. But it's like, it's always been met with a bit of apprehension. And so yeah, it's discouraging. I'm not gonna lie, it's discouraging. You'll think, like, sometimes you'll feel like, oh, I'm about to break through. And yeah, it just doesn't work out the way that I would have liked or wanted it to. Oh, I'm getting a bit emotional. I don't want to cry about it though. Yeah, it's really tough. Because I know what I can do and I know my capabilities, but it's like you're constantly being told, no, only do this. Yeah, so in my books, the only way that you can grow in the production side is if you work in production. So I did mention this earlier on in the year that like I really wanted to focus on being more in the production industry. It's a more stable income, and it's just you get to work different jobs all the time, and it's interesting and it's nice, and you meet all these different people, you know, international people, South African people, other African countries, you know, like it's always different things. Versus when I'm doing work with just my normal bookings, I feel very stifled because I can do a face beat with my eyes closed, and I've been doing it for years, you know. So I really wanted to move out of that space. But I think and yeah, even though production is stable income, makeup bookings are the same amount of money, I would say. In fact, makeup bookings are more money. Makeup bookings are more money than working production. It's just that production is stable, you know, versus one bookings. When you have days of production, it makes more sense. And when the money comes, it comes all at once at the end of the month. And, you know, versus if you do 2 bookings this week, yes, it'll be the same amount as if you did 1 day of work, but it's now this week and then you sort of spend it and you use it on whatever, you know. My goal was to be mainly production and then do makeup bookings as a side hustle. So it has been sad to realize that maybe what I dreamt of doing in this city might not come true, and I'm having to relook at my options and how I'm going to move forward with my career at this point. I'm really hoping that with this last 2 months of the year, I can really figure out what direction to take in the new year so that I start the new year knowing where I'm going or what I'm doing, you know. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just a bit standing in one place. I don't really know where I'm going with that, but I pray that God gives me guidance and shows me what to do and which direction to go when it comes to my work. I also admit that I need help. I need proper help when it comes to social media. Not really management, because I don't think that I'm that big yet, but I think I need somebody to give me direction because I'm in such a confused space about like where I'm going with my future, with my work. I'm not knowing what to create when it comes to that. So yeah, I think I need to look into that as well. That's how I am feeling. Personally, God, so draining. Personally, I'm in a very good space when it comes to my mental health. I am grateful for that because sometimes I'm in such a bad rut with my mental that I'm like shook at how bad things are. But right now, I am doing really good. Besides those hiccups there and there, you know, like I recently went on a trip to Thailand and I had such a beautiful time. I really spent time with myself. I'm in such a positive space after the trip, and I think it was the best thing for me to go on that trip alone because I really just did what I wanted to do. I realized that like sometimes even though you can be with somebody that you know, or even your family, you can even be with your family, but it's just an inherent thing that I will always consider what another person wants to do before I consider what I want to do. So I was looking at a lot of things on the trip where like I didn't feel like going anywhere and I sort of just wanted to sit in bed, or I just wanted to swim and have a cocktail and smoke shisha, you know, because I know that a lot of people don't like shisha. I would have been like, oh, I can't come all this way and smoke shisha. Let me not make another person have to sit around and do that. Or, you know, or somebody wants to go and explore a lot, and I know that I'm a person when I'm on holiday, I just want to chill, you know. So it really it was a good time for me. I was actually supposed to go to Thailand with a friend of mine, ex-friend now. We're supposed to go on the trip together. Some people might know who I'm talking about, but yeah, me and this person have been friends for a long time. And so leading up to the trip, a certain situation happened that I had to, I guess, ask her if she could assist with something for me for the time being, and then I would be able to sort it out. And it was very interesting for me because in our relationship, in our friendship dynamic, I've always been the assister. I've always been the person who comes through for the other person. You know, I've never really needed any assistance from her side. So and I'm really uncomfortable with asking for any type of like help from friends or anything like that. But for me, it was such a minuscule thing that I honestly didn't think that it would be met with such resistance. Anyways, it was very shocking for me to realize, I guess, how a person is when they're in a good place. What can I say? In a better space. Yeah, let me say in a better space. And for me, I felt like I saw a completely different person. I think that I realized that I had to realize rather that was this really like a real friendship, or was it only a friendship because the person was benefiting from the friendship? Or was it only a friendship when this person needed someone, and now that they feel that they are in a good space, that they no longer really need a person, that they are like showing really their true colors? And so from that situation, I just decided, like, from the situation that happened that day, I decided that I no longer wanted to be friends. But the situation that happened that day was really the straw that broke the camel's back. I think I mentioned this already before, that because of how I've always felt that I am as a person, in my growing up and trying to keep my friendships and keep my relationships, I've become a person who doesn't speak their mind a lot and doesn't speak about how things are affecting them. And a lot of times in this friendship, I have felt that my efforts and my presence was not appreciated and it was not reciprocated. I always felt like I was giving and I was giving and I was giving, but I was never getting anything back. And I always thought, like, oh, well, I mean, this person isn't in the position to give back. But I think that when they were in the position to give back, they never really did. You know, they never really felt the need to do for others as was done for them. I'll give you guys an example. Actually, there was an incident that happened. Not an incident, sorry. This actually happened. It wasn't an incident, Futu, because I actually noted it and I was like, okay. It was her birthday, and I find birthdays to be a special occasion. So I always try and make birthdays special for people, you know? And so I did that, you know, I made sure she had a gift, you know, we went out, did my part of what I feel like a friend should do. And then when my birthday came, it was like, oh, I don't have any money, da 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 da. Mind you, this person was partying, clubbing their whole birthday month. It was just vibes, you know? It was just non-stop enjoyment. And then as soon as it's like my birthday, it was back to the usual flow of our friendship, which was, I don't have any money, you know that I don't have any money, you know, life is so hard for me, and da 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 and da 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 da. And for me, that's when I had to like look back and be like, actually, like, how come it is that every single time you're in a bad position, I'm where you come and rest and lay your head and take a breather, you know? And then when you've re-upped and you're fine and you're in a good financial space and a good space, you go out to your friends, where you can reciprocate to and give the same amount of effort and energy into, you know. I noted those things and I was like, the excuse about not having money on my birthday was bullshit for me, because I was like, you've had money this whole time, and if something is really important to you, like for me, I know, like, okay, when it comes to, for example, my sister's birthday is always in January, and so I know that it's on the 19th. I would have already bought her gifts by December, because I know that like middle of the month is not great for me. In December, I usually pay 2 months worth of rent, you know, so that I'm just sorted and whatever, you know. So if something is important to you, if someone is important to you, you make sure that you plan ahead, you know. But if you're used to giving excuses and you know that your excuse is always accepted, then that's all you do, is just excuse yourself and excuse yourself and excuse yourself. So yeah, that was the situation. She was like, oh, she doesn't have money and she's not drinking right now, she's sick, da 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 da, you know. And I was just like, okay, cool. Like, I think that's when I started to like actually check out of our friendship, because I was like, I'm actually tired of giving to someone who doesn't give back to me. So that was one of just a lot of situations where I felt I have been a friend to somebody who hasn't really been a friend to me. And I was gaslit so many times in feeling like I am a problem in this friendship, or like I'm weird for being a certain type of way or whatever it is. And I really had to just be like, pull myself towards myself and be like, dude, this friendship is not working, you know, like. And when I'd speak to my siblings about it, or, you know, whatever, you know, your siblings are always going to take your side. But it's like, I think my sisters, because I've been friends with this person for a very long time, on and off, mostly on, she rather tries to ask me questions that will make me think about things, rather than being like, don't be friends with this person, da da da. It'll be like, okay, so if any other person outside of this person were to do this type of thing to you, what would you do? And I'd be like, oh my God, I would never speak to them again, da da da. But it's like, it's difficult when it comes to somebody who's not being confrontational towards you, just being sly. So you can't come on somebody who's just like da 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 da, because then you're gonna look back and feel like, ish, yeah, maybe I did do too much, you know. But so yeah, that happened. And I think that the ruthlessness of her reactions proved to me or showed to me that I was actually thinking I have a friendship with somebody that I don't think that we were friends. Really, I don't think that we were friends. I think it was out of necessity, or what is it? Out of need. So yeah, I'm dealing with those feelings. Honestly, it wasn't really a confrontation. I just decided, and I was like, I have given this enough attention and I've given it enough energy. So I've been going through the motions of that. Like, okay, I'm like sort of going through my breakup motions of that friendship. It's just so many things. I can't even begin to like count them and start to recount and do all that mess. I don't even want to do that. It's like I'm just like, bye. You know, it's okay. It's really okay. We can day your day, day by day. Because again, okay, oh, I've got so long without speaking Zulu. I hope you guys are proud. 27 minutes and no Zulu. Okay, yeah, like, yeah, so I think a bunch things are adding on top of each other. But yeah, like, you know, you're trying to deal with one emotional thing, you move on to another one, and then it adds, and then it adds, and then it adds. And people bank on the fact that, oh, she doesn't have a lot of friendship. She has to stick with me. Bitch, no, I don't. Like, I have two sisters. Two. Like, you know, I think sometimes also we tell ourselves like, oh my gosh, like, what will I do without having somebody to talk to all day, or like without a friend? I've been doing fine, you know, and it's just a codependency thing that you have to snap out of as a person. My sister forgot my birthday, my older sister, and she sort of called me all day just talking about her own things. And I remember like with every call I was like, maybe she'll remember now. And with every call, it was just like complaining about her kids, complaining about her job on my actual birthday. And I picked up the phone. I picked up the phone because every single time I was thinking, okay, she remembers now. She don't remember, child. And the only time she remembers is when she saw me post about it on Instagram. So I'm still hurting about that because, again, I take birthdays very seriously. Everybody that is close to me knows how much I come through for birthdays. So it really amazes me that people just sort of side-eye mine. Yeah, I don't know how I've been feeling about that either. I mean, she did apologize, but I am hurt about it. It was my 30th birthday. My breakup situation has been less dramatic. So my ex-boyfriend, he eventually left Cape Town. I did tell you guys that he was coming to stay here, he was moving here, whatever. He did eventually leave and went back to Joburg, and we sort of spoken sporadically, I think that's the word, since then. I haven't wanted to go cold turkey on the situation, and I'll tell you guys why. But yeah, so we have sort of kept communication there and there, but obviously not as hectic or anything. And I feel a sense of responsibility because I feel like somebody had to go back and start again. But then at the same time, I'm like, I had to start again as well. But yeah. So what had happened with that relationship was that I felt like a lot of things that he had promised, he couldn't fulfill. And for me, like, as a man, it's very important for you to do the things you say and say things that you'll do. Only say things that you'll do, because it's important to be the head of your relationship. And he went through financial issues very soon, like very quickly, in close proximity to us, to him moving here. And for a while I was like, okay, let me just sort of be supportive, even though that's not really my personality. Like, I'm supportive in everything, but I'm not going to support a man. And this might sound terrible, or it might sound very heartless, but nobody's had to fully support me in life. Even with men, like, anything that a man has done for me has been an added on thing. Like, I've never I've never needed a man to support me. And if whether a man is here or gone, I live the same lifestyle that I live. And so I find it a bit shameful for a man to have a financial situation to the point where he has to depend on a woman. But I guilted myself, or rather our social standards now guilted me into feeling like, this person will be fine. You have to just stick it through and be there for them and whatever. But it was taking from me. It was taking finances from me. It was taking my mental health. It was, I just felt very depleted. I felt like this person was sucking the life out of me. Like I had no zest for life. I've gained weight. All I do is go to work, come back home and just sit. And that's not who I was, before this relationship. That's not the person that I was. And the relationship literally sucked the life out of me. And it's like every time I try to have this conversation about like, we need to break up, you need to, go your way. And it'll always be like, oh, Nje, like sort of guilt tripping me about like women wanting to always be with somebody who's like established and da 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 da. And like guys, like I think obviously how people say the way that you grew up is how you want to live life. Maybe that's it for me as well, because my mom was a housewife and she never worked. She would study and she would get these little jobs just to like have her own money. But she never had a job. My dad didn't want her to work. But like when he saw that she was really like making an effort, she'd go and like do certificates in like computing and this and that, and like furthered her studies even when she didn't have to. He then like started a business and he let her work there, and she she had purpose. But it's like, for me, that's how I see a man, a provider, is somebody who takes care of his family. Like, no excuses. My dad never used to complain about anything. I've never heard him complain about money. And I was young, but I remember a lot of things, and money was never one of the things he complained about. He just took it on the chin. And he was a breadwinner in our home, and he was a breadwinner with his siblings because their parents had passed away. And so really that's where I reference how I would want a husband to be. Like, he was a very busy man, but he made time for his kids. He made time for his family. I don't think he was a great husband. But I think everything else, I can't say I was too young. Not me defending him. But yeah, I think that's where I, reference when I look at like a partner or whatever it is. I look at like the person my dad was. He was just a very, very phenomenal man. And like, so I can't reason supporting a man. I really can't in any way, shape or form. And also I can't reason a man wanting me to completely be self-reliant. Like, I feel like if a man's going to come into your life, he needs to be bringing something to make your life easier. That's just how life is. Men are supposed to be providers, protectors. I don't think women were built to go out and work and be, strong people. But with the society that we live in now, and like how time has gone now, that is how we have to be as women. But it's like, you see it like in things, everyday things, where you're like, oh my God, I just wish there was a man to make life easier for me. I don't want him to completely take care of me, but if you're not in my life to make it easier, do not come into my life. Like, I already have enough problems. I'm already ne businessman. All my problems are mine. Don't come and add to these business problems, these work problems, these financial problems, these family problems that I have. Like, hold up shit, nigga. Like, don't. So yeah, like I was actually very resentful once he left, because I was like, I can't believe that I have wasted so much time, like, just because I really felt like, oh my gosh, this is just so different, But I saw from the way that I was able to move on mentally that I was actually checked out of the situation already, and even like, I can't even be umuntu ongenamali kumele ngabe ucansi. Mina, if I don't have money, I can't even talk to a guy, because I'm like, what are you doing on my phone? Like, I just feel like I have problems. Like, everything. I don't want to do anything. So, yeah, like, why ufuna ukuheva imali ingekho? There's bigger problems ekumele ngabe you sorting them out. Hayi kuthi ucabangane nokuthi wena ufuna but yeah. So okay, so I say this to say I am dating now. But the reason why I haven't really been open about it, I can say, is honestly because I've been considerate of his feelings. This my now relationship started very quickly after that relationship. I don't know how or why it happened that way. Things have never happened for me like this. Usually, like when I break up with someone, I'll be single for like a minute before, But yeah, so it happened very quickly. I'm not gonna lie, but at some point, I was trying to be like, okay, let me not get into this thing yet and try and like see how my relationship will work out with my ex, if we're still gonna work things out. So at some point when he was like sort of talking to me and sort of like asking me out, I did sort of like pull away because I was guilting myself. I was shaming myself. Like, you can't move on yet. Your relationship is still fresh out of a relationship, But then at some point, I think when I went to Durban, I needed that I needed that because when I got to Durban, I just allowed myself to just be happy. Yeah, so me and him started speaking more when I went to Durban. That's when I think I cut the umbilical cord with my ex-boyfriend and I sort of like decreased the communication a lot because I still felt very responsible. I'll tell you guys why I felt responsible in that situation. But yeah, I was very honest though with the guy that I'm dating now about how long ago my relationship was. I was like, oh, I've been single for so long. I did tell him from time to time, me and him still speak because, it obviously is something that was still fairly new, but also because I think that, yeah, he's just still going through certain things and emotions and whatever. So I don't want him to feel abandoned. The person I'm dating now is so different. And couldn't you say honeymoon face, guys? I promise you, he's so different. He's different in like just his personality. I've never dated someone this loud. Very loud, very like energetic. But I think it's okay because I'm very quiet, and so I think that it helps sometimes to like help you get out of your like bad moods or whatever it is, because he's like the whole time. But he's very sweet. He's very thoughtful. Social media is so dangerous because his online demeanor is nothing like his in-person demeanor. Like, yeah, he just had very different energy in real life. And I was like, if you want me, la, 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 la. No, but yeah. My sisters were very worried about me moving on too quick or whatever, because it was like, oh, like you just got out of something. Are you sure? Emotionally, are you ready? But for me, I always say, like, don't worry about me. Like, I'm a lover girl. I really am. But when I feel like my heart checks out. And this is not just with men, like even with friendships as well. Like, I will love you to death, but I will leave you alone. Like, I can love you right now. Oh my gosh, like I'm going crazy. But as soon as you start taking advantage of that, I'm out the door. And you won't believe it, because I'm out the door and I will not ever look back. It'd be like I'm crazy. So I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about like, oh, catching feelings so hectic that Njeng is about done and out. See, I'll never be done and out. As long as I got some money. No, but I'm not joking. As long as I got some money and I got my house and I got my job, I'll never be done and out. Like, I'll never be done and out. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this new dating career of mine. Yeah, Jay. you guys might see little signs of him here and there and whatever. But yeah, it's very thoughtful. And yeah, so that's who I went out with on my birthday. He like booked a dinner at Queen Rock and he got me all these gifts. And he was so nervous when he like came and bought the gifts that he like dropped the cake. It was so awkward. He dropped the cake and I ended up not like really seeing what the cake said, but it was cute. So everything was like really nice. He put in like so much effort. But also I just like when a man likes to see me in my girl era, and I think that he's like that as well. Like he just doesn't want me to like struggle. His points are the fact that he's never told me he appreciates that I'm hardworking, because I hate a man that tells me how much he appreciates how hard I work. There's nothing glamorous about working hard, like please. So yeah, I also like that I can just be a girl around him. And yeah, what else did I want to speak to you guys about? Story time. Also, it's put on me because time is running out. So this is my first time ever getting caught doing some dumb shits in a relationship situation. I don't even know why I get there, but because I'm like, how am I? Lol. So you guys, that's ex that I was dating that time. When things started to fall apart in our relationship, I'm tired of talking, I can feel myself. When things started to fall apart in our situationship, when I went to Joburg for Forbes that time, I met this other bro at that place where we went to drinks. Then he took my number, whatever, but like I didn't really speak to him after that, because also I was like in my relationship. But he was sort of on my phone. We never spoke. Fast forward like 2-3 months, and he texts me and he's like, he's coming to Cape Town for some work. Can we meet up for lunch? I was like, okay, cool. Hi, he comes. And at that time, I'm in the trenches with like, we're fighting, the situation, we were in the depths of our mess. And I was trying to be like, let's break up, let's fight for this. So Jay, I will be in the pits. He's like, let's go on a date. I'm like, cool. Hi, we go wine tasting. Oh my gosh, I felt like, this is the life. Like, I felt back like myself. Like, I started to feel like myself again. Like, I'm on a date, I'm drinking alcohol. Guys, okay. Masuka kwi-dates asubro akuyona ebhangalo kasuba sambeni ibhangalo sasha saphuza ibhangalo. Hey bo, I had the time of my life that night. Left bungalow, he's like, let's go to Asoka. So Asoka. That's how so once we get to Asoka, Bruam starts calling me. He's like, what's going on? Da da da, where are you? I'm like, hey, I'm at drinks. But then also I didn't feel bad, which is why now I feel guilty, because I'm like, actually, I mean, I wrong in acrimony, because I was supposed to wait for the relationship to end, but I didn't, because so Asoka. Oh, it's nice. It's nice. Ah! And the guy is Betty. I've never met a. He's Betty. Songa. The guy is Tsonga. I've never been around a Tsonga guy, but they give real nigga energy. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Yo, next thing, we leave Asoka. He's like, let's go to the club. Get to the club. Siyapopa. I went back. He busy. That's no bro. I went back. Walks in. Does my guy not rock up at the club? And he's like, I came to check if you're safe. I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, how did you find out I'm here? So many thoughts were going through my mind. And he had like these crazy eyes. Like, he was looking crazy. And I'm like, what are you doing here? How? It's on galam telling me like manje, confused manje could say how gay. That time is like 1 a.m. now. I'm like, And he's like, let's go. I'm like, go where? Like, also, I was a bit angry, guys, because I'm like, this was like my day, like to just have fun and live my life. And like, you robbed me of the one day that I took for myself, because all I did was just serve this man for ever since he came to Cape Town. Like, I was so, Jay, I didn't even feel guilty. That's the fucked up part. I didn't feel guilty. I was like, I'm gonna meet you at home. I'm still here. I'm like, I'm gonna, you know, I'm trying to bahlukanisa kuthi umuntu akayele. Yo, he leaves. I'm like so embarrassed. I'm so humiliated, but still ngithi, hey, khona iphesenti ke asiqhubeke nakuphuzweni. Pause, no bro. Then he's like, hey, okay, let's go. Hi. So then we get outside. As we're outside, we're discussing, because I'd already said I'm going to work tomorrow. And that's also what I liked about him. Like, I don't know if it's all Tsonga men, but this specific Tsonga man was such a gentleman. He was just like, no, it's okay. Like, let's just get you an Uber so you can go home. And I'll see you tomorrow when you come out of work. Really, I have meetings. Da, da, da. And the next day, because I was like, yo, I'm nandi. Then we get outside. As we're planning the Uber situation, my ex, let's go home. He literally sat outside the club for like 3 hours. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I just got into the Uber and Ubru, and then he dropped off at his hotel, and then I came home. He's like tailing us, following the Uber. Aibo, guys, like actually I'm getting a bit angry as I think about it even now. Following us with the Uber, the guy drops off, and then I come home and he comes. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you following me around? He's like, I just wanted to make sure you're safe. I'm like, you clearly were not trying to make sure I'm safe. You actually were like wanting to embarrass me, like humiliate me in front of these people. And I was so embarrassed. Like, yo, guys, that is the story, okay? That happened, you know, bro. That really, like, for me, I was like, no, you have gone too far. Gabrielle, you've gone too far. So, yeah, I wanted to tell you guys that story. That was really like the last thing for me that made me feel like, okay, we need to go our separate ways. And I'm not a person who looks outside of the relationship, but also I've never been in a relationship where somebody has financial issues. But I'm not a person who goes outside of the relationship. And that's when I knew with this relationship is just not for me, you know. But anyways, guys, that brings us to the end of our sit down chit chat situation. I've unpacked quite a bit. I don't know if I've left anything out. I hope I haven't. But yeah, I hope you guys have watched the video. If you've gotten to this part of the video, thank you for watching all the way through. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next vlog. I think I'll have a vlog up next. Ipete on Sunday. So, yeah, I'm sure gonna do something for the weekend. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please go and watch all my other videos. Make sure you watch the birthday series. A lot of people like that, and everyone like keeps giving me positive feedback about it. I'm really happy about that. So I might be going on another trip soon, and if I am, I can't wait so that I can do another travel vlog situation like I did, because it actually wasn't that hard. When I make the days into just single days, I find that it's so much easier to edit than when I'm trying to edit like a whole week of content, you know. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I love you guys so much, and I appreciate all you guys' positive feedback and all you guys' positive messages and everything that you guys always send me and comment on and like. And I also appreciate that you guys remind me to upload videos, because sometimes I'm like, oh, you know, it's only been 8 days, they'll be fine. But then someone will be like, girl, it's been 8 days. So that's really cute as well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Oh, I did announce the winner of the competition. Been terrible, but I was vlogging before I went on my birthday trip, and then I didn't upload that vlog. So I guess that'll be the next vlog. Actually, that'll be my little life lately vlog that I upload on, I don't know, whenever I upload. Let me not promise anything. That'll be my next vlog with all the content that I shot before I went on my Thailand trip, and then also all the bits and pieces in between my birthday vlogs. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I love you guys so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and goodbye.